Hello, and welcome back to Spyro the Dragon for PlayStation 1. And in this exciting part number 2, in a don't know how many parts playthrough, we will continue to mean the first world, basically. And we are going to Stone Hill, it looks like. Stone Hill. I believe there are just one stone, and then also one hill in this world. I believe I was lied to. Unless this is just one big hill. I don't know. Still a lot of stones, though. So, funny story is, part 1, the audio for commentary for that was actually recorded a long time ago, funny enough. And, part 2 onward is more up-to-date commentary, so it's kind of funny how stuff like that works. But hey, that was then, this is now. Now is in the time of me recording this. But yeah, Spyro the Dragon. It's a fun game. Everybody should play it. It's kind of funny, thinking about this in hindsight, because when I recorded, well, the footage I have recorded and edited at this point in time, the Spyro remasters wasn't even a thing. It wasn't even announced. Even the Crash Bandicoot remaster wasn't even a thing at the time I actually recorded this. So it's pretty funny that by the time this is actually finally going on to the channel, that we've had Crash Bandicoot remaster as well as Spyro remaster. Heck, I think Medieval Remaster is out, too. That kind of came and went, didn't it? Nobody really talked about that. If that is out. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, that came out. That has come out. Man, that game just came and went, didn't it? Holy cow. Yeah, released October 25th, 2019. Wow, nobody talked about that game. Or maybe I'm just living under a rock, and people did talk about that game when it released, but I don't know, man. Usually I hear something about a game coming out, but Medieval, like, at least at the, like, the what am I trying to say? Like, the Sony property, at the very least. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Like, a Sony property game like that, I would think would have something talked about, but, like, again, maybe I'm just living under a rock. Burn the sheep. They turn to the butterflies, and if Sparks is low on health, he will eat the butterfly and increase our health. Because really, Spyro only has one life. Spark takes the hit for us because Sparks are broke. Or is it Sparks?
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You
Okay.
bet.
For the longest glide, press the
An
X
unknown
button at
USB
the top of
device
the
have been
jump,
connected.
And try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Thank you, sir. So we rescued 10 dragons so far. Very nice. I think it might actually be this part where I start actually editing, trying to find gems, because at some point you start to have to try to hunt down gems, and it can take a little bit. So I do edit out any, like, long pauses, or not pauses, but like long stretches of time where absolutely nothing's happening. I mean, right this second though, we're just exploring. Of course, these stones here provide makes some kind of force field that keeps us from exploring this whole vast world that is Stone Hill. Also, to go back to the tangent I had earlier, I have not played neither the Crash Bandicoot remaster or the Spyro remasters. Haven't played them yet. I don't even own them yet. Funny enough. Someday down the road, I do intend to play them though. And maybe it'll show up here. I don't have any plans on playing any more Spyro games at this point in time. I'm not saying it's impossible, but Spyro 1 was really the only one for the, you know, any stretch of length of time that I planned on doing a playthrough of, because I mentioned it many times before at this point that I really wanted to play the Ratchet & Clank games, because those are a series of games I grew up on, but most of the PS2 games. But I felt like I wanted to play Spyro 1 first, because it was Insomniac's game before Ratchet & Clank, and I just wanted to play Spyro. Same reason why at some point I want to do the first Jak and Daxter game, but I would have wanted to do Crash Bandicoot 1 regardless before Jak and Daxter, just because. And Crash Bandicoot is also another game series that I don't have any plans playing any more Crash games at this time. I'll say this, whenever I actually go down and, or sit down, pick up Crash and Spyro remasters, at least with the remasters of the first game for both series, I would do those, at the very least. But that's just
After
me.
you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first,
where's
let me
my
tell
wife?
you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
But, yeah, I would do those for the remasters. And, but like I said, anytime soon I don't really see myself, doing any other games in the series. However, at some point, I do plan to hold a poll. This ain't for a little bit now. Like, for playthrough number 50, yeah, I plan ahead. But for playthrough number 50, I plan to actually try to hold a poll. Kind of like how Spyro here won. Spyro was selected, by the way. Yeah, Spyro did win a poll. For what game for me? Was it Spyro? Yeah, it was Spyro that won the poll. But regardless, I was going to play Spyro anyway. At some point. It just happened to win that poll. But I do plan to hold a poll for game playthrough number 50. And the theme of that will be a sequel to a series, to a playthrough I've done before in the past. And, you know, anything that has a sequel to a game I have played before, does count. Or, the game next in the series I would do a playthrough for. So, you know, for example, I played Metal Gear Solid 5 for the channel at some point. And so the next game after that I would do in that order would be... Ooh, it would be Portable Ops, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be Portable Ops. So Portable Ops would be on that list of chances for the PFO 4.
When you free
But
a dragon
that's not
or
going to be
step
till
on one of
way
their
down the road.
platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble.
Thank you,
Not
sir.
that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
I don't know if I cut off there or hit a button by accident. I'm not too sure. Spyro 1, this is emulated on the PS3. I did buy this on the PSN store when they actually had a really good sale going on. They had... That's actually how I purchased... I got Crash 1, 2, and 3, Nitro Kart, and then Spyro. Because they were, like, dirt cheap at some point. But you have to spend the $5 minimum. I think it was, like, a little over $5 when I purchased everything at the end of the day. It was a fantastic deal. But anyway, yeah, this ain't this right from a physical disc. This is from the PS3 PSN store version. Which I don't think it really changes much as far as I know. I do know there are some PSN games that are based off of, not the greatest hits versions, but like the original version. And there can be some changes, like some games are, like the greatest hits versions is like, you can use the joysticks where the original version you couldn't, etc., etc. So there could be some differences, but I don't think there was any differences for Spyro 1, as far as I know, compared to the PSN version. And as you can see, we're doing some running around here. We have to try to find some gems. Now, thankfully, they were smart when it came to draw distance. So, you might not be able to see a gem because of the draw distance. However, you'll see it sparkle. So, if you see a sparkle way out in the distance, then that's a gem that you can go after. Thank you, Insomnia Games. Yeah, whoa, that was a little graphical glitch there. There we go. We got a little section here that we need to go exploring. I said we got a little section there we need to go exploring. A little hidden area here. What could be in this cave? A key. Well, there's the key we need. If I can grab it. Right, and I think there's 200 gems in this stage, if I'm not mistaken. Let's use this key on this chest. And we'll just do it. Nope, we are missing 4 more gems. Wham, wham. It's the name of the game. Gotta find all these gems. This is gonna be a 100% playthrough. With, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, you know, knock on wood. But yeah, and, at the time of this recording, not everything has been recorded with Spyro. But, a good portion has. I want to say a little under halfway, possibly. Yeah, that sounds about right. A little under halfway has been recorded. Whenever I get a day off, I'll have to have a game session to play. I have actually, believe it or not, have not played too many games as of late. As sad as that sounds, like, I played the Final Fantasy VII demo. Fantastic. Looking forward to that release. And, ORPG is what I've been streaming. Outside of that, really nothing else. I haven't been playing anything in my spare time. But that's what I'm going to try to remedy with the streaming. But, you know, at the same time, I can only stream so often. It'd be nice to win the lottery, just to have enough free time. That's really why I want to win the lottery, just to have the free time, not so much to have the money. Well, I mean, to have the money to be able to have free time, but I would like the free time, especially with work. For some reason, wanting to give me overtime, and that, you know, that takes an extra day right there. So I'm only like 1 day off a week, and you know, you gotta run errands and whatnot too, you know. And I work 3rd shift, so not everything is open by the time I get off work at 7 a.m., so yeah. This has been Spyro the Dragon, talking about my woes of life. Life, kids. Good grief, that sheep attacked me. Didn't do anything, but, you know, it's terrifying. Not too sure why I haven't cut away here, I gotta be honest. Look at that, Spyro. There's one. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm not too sure why I didn't cut away here. Maybe I'm just doing this, I think that's what it is when I originally edited this. I think this is just an example of what it could be like hunting for gems, and that's why I let this in. Because overall the part was only 20-some minutes long. Yep, there we go. All 200 gems. That's probably the reason why I left this part in. I don't know if that's just me trying to justify myself or not, but hey, here we are. Hitting stone walls with a headbutt. got the dragon egg here too. Returning home. Look at these guys. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so next we are going to Dark Hallow. And this shouldn't take us as long in this stage. Just going by the length alone. I think this is a more confined stage too, if I'm not mistaken. Also, this game has good music. Not too sure if the whole soundtrack was composed by the guy, but I know the guy who did the Amanda Bynes show music had a, or at least the intro, had a hand in this soundtrack. And there's a song that's going to be quite similar to that when we get to it. I don't think he did do the whole soundtrack. But regardless, the music in this game is pretty cool. Kind of curious what the remastered version sounds like, actually. Never listened to it. So we gotta find another key at some point. And also the cool thing about the Spyro worlds is there's usually always multiple paths. They don't necessarily go to the same destination, but, you know, they lead to different, you know, different parts of the stage you can explore. It's nice. Of course, the enemies with iron, we can't just hit them with our flame. We do have to tackle them. Or hit them with our flames where they're exposed. Otherwise, you know, our flame just does not work on mirror iron metallic stuff. Oh, look at that. There's the key. Look at that. Almost missing the gems there, Spyro. Alright, let's see what Dragon Man over here has to say. Oswald.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Thank you, Spyro, for keeping that secret safe. But yeah, like you said, we can use triangle to look at the level. I don't think I've used that, actually. Honestly, I kind of completely forgot about that function. Might be a little helpful, actually. Use that key and see how many gems we get. Little stash here. Very nice. That wasn't intimidating at all. You do have to kill all the enemies. They do have a gems on them as well.
Oh, it's you! I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Thank you, giant purple dragon that I may or may not turn into? Or may not look like when I grow up? Or when Spyro grows up? Ah, who am I kidding? I need to grow up too. Yuck, yuck. Take that, frog. Ah, look at that little area. One up. We'll definitely take those Spyro up life insurance thingies. Up to 80 gems. 80 gems, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, later levels is going to have a lot more gems, which means bigger levels.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Thank you. Hints and tips from the dragons. Always nice to have those. They must have wrote the strategy guide for this game back in the day. Yep. Is it only 100 gems on this level? Possibly. Me stinks. The early parts is really going to be like 2 levels per video, but there is going to be a point where it's probably going to be more than like a level a video. Something like that. It just depends on length, editing, and all that good stuff. And Gem 100. Alright, cool. So, that's 2 levels in 1 video. I say that's a pretty good win in my book. So much for a win that, or so much of a win that I'm actually going to end the part right here. So, stay tuned for more Spyro.